Can you hear me?
Yes,
How are you?
good.
How was your weekend?
Not much different on the weekdays because the holidays are while the holidays are about to end.
You have Saturday off?
These holidays, like the exams just finished, second of year exams.
Okay, so it's over, right?
Mm.
Okay. So we'll start with our topic today. Can you hear me?
Now,
Yeah, so please respond because I am not able to understand whether you can hear or not. God bless you. Can we start? Okay, sure. Can you see my screen? Yes or no?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So we'll start with today's topic, that is nutrition in plants. I hope you had your breakfast.
I just woke up at 10:55.
Huh?
Just woke up at 10:55.
Oh, just woke up. I'm so sorry. So you're hungry tummy. Okay. So no problem. But usual, I had my breakfast. Okay. So what do you understand by nutrition? This is a topic of grade 6.
Give energy.
Huh?
To give energy.
What is nutrition?
To give energy and stuff.
Okay. Have you learned about nutrients before in grade 6?
Yes.
What? Okay. Can you give me a few example of nutrients?
Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates.
Very good. One more, one more.
Fats.
Fats. One more.
Vitamins or minerals.
Very good. So nutrition is the process by which we take in nutrients. Okay? Process of taking nutrients. And you correctly named most of the nutrients, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, proteins, right? So how will you get nutrients? Once you eat food, only then you will get new nutrients, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we can correctly say it as it is a process of obtaining food. It is not only the process of obtaining food, but how you are obtaining food. If you eat roti, you will eat it in a certain way. If you eat pizza, you will eat it in a certain way, right? Correct?
Yes.
So it is not only the process of taking nutrients, but also it is the mode, it is the way by which by how you will get in the nutrients. Okay?
Yes.
So there are two modes or there are two ways by which you can take in nutrients. First is the autotrophic mode and second is the heterotrophic mode. Okay? Now what do you mean by autotrophic?
Getting nutrients from the sun. From the sun.
You
Getting nutrients from the sun.
sun will give nutrients.
Yeah.
Will sun give nutrients? Think about it. No, right? Sun will not give nutrients. but sun will help to prepare nutrients. Okay? So autotrophic mode of nutrition are done by, can you give me example? Who does autotrophic mode of nutrition?
Plants.
Plants. What do? They prepare their own food. Okay? So autotrophic mode of nutrition is done by those organisms who prepare their own food. Right? Please repeat it after me.
Yes, ma'am.
Who does autotrophic mode of nutrition?
Plants, they do it by making their own food.
Very good. What about heterotrophic mode of nutrition? It is done by us, animals. Okay? And how do they eat? How do they eat? Do we prepare our own food?
Yes. But
Yes.
no.
By going to kitchen?
No.
No. We, even if we go to kitchen and prepare our own food, but that food comes from other organism, right? So ultimately, our food source is other organism. So we are dependent on other organisms for our nutrition, for our nutrients. But plants, they are Atmanirbhar. They will prepare their own food, right? Clear? Can we move into the next part? Okay. Just a second. Just a second. Yeah. So I will just revise this slide quickly. Nutrition is the process of obtaining food. Not only it is the process of obtaining food, but how we are obtaining food. Okay. So we can obtain food in two ways. Either we can prepare our own food, or we can be dependent on other organisms. That is what is said here, that autotrophic nutrition means organisms who synthesize their own food. And the organisms who do so are called autotrophs. And you correctly gave me a beautiful example of plant. Right?
Example.
Huh? Sorry? Bache, can you please come nearer to your speaker because I cannot hear. Okay, now moving on. Now, I told you that plants will prepare their own food, and you said something about sun, right? You were saying something about sun, right?
Yes.
Now, in plants also, plants need energy for their food production. Okay, like we need gas to cook our food. We need a burner to prepare our food. Now, the day gas is over, mama might take out her induction to cook food, right? So it is an alternate source of energy, electricity, right? To cook food. Similarly, plants also have categories. There are certain type of autotrophs who depend on sun for their source of energy. Okay? The food is carbohydrate, but to prepare carbohydrate, they may use sun as a source of energy, or they may use chemical energy as a source of energy. Okay? So depending on what is your source of energy, you have two types of autotrophic mode of nutrition. One is photoautotrophs, as it is written here. Photo means light. Photo means light. Okay. So they use light energy as a source of energy here to produce their food, that is carbohydrate. Clear? But here it is written chemo. So it has something to do with chemical reactions, right? So here they use the chemical energy like oxidation reactions. You can see here somewhere it uses the energy from the oxidation, right? Oxidation is a type of a reaction. It is a chemical reaction. Clear? So it uses energy from the chemical reaction to produce their food. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. So photosynthetic organisms are normal green plants. They use sun as their energy. What about chemoautotrophs? There are certain kind of bacterias. You are aware about bacterias, right? They are microorganisms. Are you feeling sleepy? Huh? Yes or no?
Yeah, they do know what bacteria are.
Are you aware of bacteria?
Yes.
Okay. So what are bacterias?
Bacteria are microorganisms.
Okay. So these microorganisms or these bacterias, some of these bacterias uses chemical energy to prepare their food. Clear? Can you quickly tell me what are the two types of autotrophic mode of nutrition? Can you be a little louder, please?
Phototrophic and chemototrophic.
Chemo.
Chemototrophic.
Okay. So what do you mean by photoautotrophic?
They 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 make their own food using energy from the sun.
Very good. What about chemo?
They undergo chemical
Processes. Very good.
chemical processes to
Like
make food,
oxidation.
like oxidation to make food.
Very good. Chalo. Moving on. Now we will leave chemotropic little behind. Okay, we will not talk about chemotrophic anymore. We will now be focusing on phototrophic. I just told that they will be using sun's energy to produce their food. But how? How? There has to be some mechanism by which they are using sun's energy and producing food. There has to be a technique.
The carbohydrates.
They will produce carbohydrates. You are correct. They will be producing carbohydrates. But how? You correctly said that they will be using sun's energy. But how they will be using it, how they are going to utilize it.
The
That,
stomata from the leaves.
very good. Yes, you're right. But the mechanism is called photosynthesis. Okay? The name of the mechanism is photosynthesis. Photo means bache?
Light.
Oh, yes, light. And synthesis means? Synthesis.
Like it, interacting with
Produce. Produce.
if there's something suddenly they're producing light.
No, they are not producing their light. They're using light to produce food. Okay. So it is a biochemical process. It is a biochemical process by which light is used, light is utilized to produce carbohydrate. Okay. It is usually done by green plants. Okay. So it is a process. By this mechanism, by using photosynthesis, plant will produce food. And in this mechanism only, you will be using the sun's energy. ठीक है? See, it's clearly mentioned here. Synthesis of food in presence of sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, and chlorophyll is called photosynthesis. Now, moving on to what are the raw materials? If your mama is making aloo ka paratha, what will be the raw material? If mama is making aloo ka paratha, you like eating aloo ka paratha? Do you like eating aloo ka paratha?
I eat parathas and aloo
You
parathas.
don't like aloo ka paratha?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, you know biryani?
Yes.
Okay, so do you can you tell me what are the ingredients of biryani?
Rice.
Hmm?
Rice.
Rice. Okay, what else?
Spices. With pepper and stuff.
Okay,
Chili
similarly,
powder.
yes, you're so correct. Similarly, to make food, plants will also be making food. They will also need certain raw materials to prepare that food. So here their raw materials are sunlight, carbon dioxide, what else?
Bridget.
Water, okay? And they all will be assimilated by chlorophyll. This is very, very important. Chlorophyll. Without chlorophyll, photosynthesis is not possible. It is an important requirement. Clear?
Yes.
Can you please
Yes.
can you please repeat the raw materials?
Sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, and and all of these three chemicals, all these three things will be assimilated in the presence of chlorophyll.
Yes. And what is chlorophyll? It is a pigment. It is an important pigment
That makes the plants green.
that makes the plants greens. Very smart. Very good. Okay, moving on. So here, what is the plant doing? Just a second. So here, what is the plant doing?
The plant is getting sunlight and carbon dioxide and water,
Water is getting from the roots,
carbon dioxide from the leaves,
carbon dioxide from the leaves, and sun is coming from the environment, and it is exhaling
oxygen.
oxygen. Very good. So now we will be talking about photosynthesis. Can you hear the lecture? Hmm?
Nope, I had no sound right now.
Okay. So see, now we will be talking about photosynthesis. I told you that it is a biochemical reaction, right? The first line that I told that it is a biochemical reaction. What do you mean by biochemical? It is a chemical reaction that will happen in a biological organism. Okay? Plant is a biological organism and photosynthesis is a chemical reaction. So what is the chemistry behind it? As you can clearly see that carbon dioxide is going to react with H2O with water. Okay? And with this,
Glucose plus
and at that time, glucose will be synthesized. And this is the ultimate this is the ultimate food for the plant. Okay? And as a byproduct, O2 is lost. Clear? So this is not the final chemical reaction, this is just an overview that during this process, carbon dioxide and H2O will combine in presence of chlorophyll and will produce
glucose.
glucose,
Plus
and a
oxygen.
byproduct will be oxygen
Oxygen.
that will be evolved. That is why it is advised to plant more and more plants so that the oxygen level of the atmosphere increases. Clear? Now, this is the final chemical reaction of photosynthesis, wherein this is a balanced chemical reaction, wherein you can see 6 molecules of carbon dioxide reacts with 12 molecules of H2O in presence of light and chlorophyll. Also, there are many plant enzymes that you did not know right now. And ultimately, they are going to produce 1 molecule of glucose. And oxygen will be evolved as a byproduct. And there will, apart from that, half of the water will be given off. Whatever water they are using, they will be using half of it and half will not be used. It will be remain untouched. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, where will this whole process take place? This photosynthesis will take place inside a
Stomata.
plant cell, and inside plant cell there will be stomata. You are right. Okay. Can you tell me about the plant cell?
Plant is entirely made of plant
Sorry?
cells. The plants are entirely made of plant cells.
Hmm?
And then the plant cells undergo photosynthesis.
Yeah, but what are the main parts of a plant cell? How can you, if I give you 2 cells, how can you clearly see it under the microscope and say that, okay, this is a plant cell? What is its identifying feature?
Cell wall.
Very good, cell wall.
Sap
Apart from that,
vacuole.
one more.
Sap vacuole.
Very good. They will have a sap vacuole. So that is what will be written here. You can see here, this is my microscopic view of a plant cell where you can clearly locate a very thick cell wall, a very large space of vacuole, followed by a prominent nucleus that will lie on the periphery. And apart from that, they will have cytoplasm, which forms the matrix of the cell. Clear? So inside plant cell, they will perform photosynthesis. Now, as you just now mentioned that there will be certain organelles called chloroplast, right? You just mentioned chloroplast. So you are right that inside plant cell, inside green parts of a plant cell, they do have one organelle that is called the chloroplast. Now, this chloroplast is absent in animal cell, right? Now, what is there inside chloroplast that makes it a suitable structure for doing photosynthesis? Hmm? Chlorophyll, right? We just mentioned about chlorophyll, that they are the pigments that helps to do photosynthesis. So that chlorophyll will be present inside the structure chloroplast. Clear? And due to this pigment, you will be doing photosynthesis. Clear? Now, the picture in front of you clearly explains a section of a leaf. You can see here, you were talking about stomata a few minutes back. So what are stomatas? What's a stomata? I hope you can hear me. Do you know what's a stomata?
Inside of a leaf, photosynthesis happens.
I cannot hear you. Can you be a bit louder?
It's the part, it's in the leaf where the photosynthesis happens.
Yes. So stomata are openings in the leaf. You can see in the lower surface, you can see certain openings here, right? These are the openings. From this opening, what will happen? CO2 will go in. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So stomata are openings present on green parts. Okay. Now, who will the opening be open all the time? No, right? They have to be closed sometimes. So who will regulate the opening and closing of stomata? Guard cells. Very good. The kidney-shaped cells called the guard cells. Guard cells are going to regulate the opening and closing of stomata. So that depends on the temperature, humidity, and stuff. Okay. When the stomata is open, they have easy access to carbon dioxide and photosynthesis can be done easily. Right? And you can see here in the leaf cells, they do have, this is a leaf cell. They have two types of cell, by the way, palisade cell and spongy parenchyma, spongy layers. Both the cell layers have a common thing, that is chloroplast. They both have chloroplast. And since they have chloroplast, so they both will contain chlorophyll, right? And chlorophyll will help to do the photosynthesis. Am I clear? So here is what is written about chloroplast. We will do a quick revision. Leaves have several tiny pore-like structure on its lower surface. Now here is the trick, lower surface. Why not on its upper surface? Tell me. If this is a leaf, why they are present on the lower surfaces? Why not on the upper surface?
The down layer, the andesite layer,
Hmm?
because the upper layer contains like the lower surface is the as an opening to the spongy
No,
layer.
both have spongy. Now suppose this is sun. Okay. Sun rays will fall directly on the upper surface, right? So if they fall on the upper surface and if there is opening, what will happen? If there is an opening and the sun rays are falling directly, so what will happen?
Water will be open to sunlight.
And sunlight is falling. So what will happen? Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. So tell me what will happen. Can you guess? Yes or no? Fast. No? Chalo, I will help you. It will, if there is opening and sunlight is directly falling, what will happen? There will be loss of water in the form of vapors. So that will dry off the plant and the plant will die. Okay. That is why it is present on the lower surface, because lower surface is not direct contact with the sun. So there will not be enough loss of water. Clear? Now moving on to the next point. Now this helps to absorb carbon dioxide from air. So first you have to remember from here the definition, location, and utility. So what is stomata? Stomata is a tiny opening present on the lower surface of the leaves, right? The first line. They are tiny pores. Now where is it present? It is present on the lower surface. Very good. And why do we need stomata? To absorb carbon dioxide from the air. Clear? Okay. So we will end our class here itself. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the class.
Like my previous science class, like a different teacher taught the same topic.
I couldn't hear you. Can you be a bit louder?
That I was having like a different science Olympiad teacher.
Hmm.
So she taught me the same topic.
Okay, so you must be knowing things. See, that is why you knew so much of things. So my work become easier.
But then I didn't really, but I wasn't really fond of the topic.
You're not very fond of the topic. No problem. We will make it more interesting from the next class. You will not feel sleepy, pakka. Okay? But from next time, whenever you come for the class, be fresh.
Bye. Thank you, ma'am.
I cannot hear you.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you,
Bye
ma'am.
bye.